not too long ago, AI felt like something straight out of a movie, Something for a high-tech research lab. But suddenly, it's just everywhere. It's helping you write emails, it's part of your marketing, it might even be taking your meeting notes. So yeah, let's get into how this all happened so fast. So what was the switch that flipped? How did artificial intelligence make this incredible leap from some far-off futuristic idea to a tool that's literally on your to-do list, helping small businesses get real work done? That is the big question we're going to unpack right now. You can actually pinpoint the exact moment this all changed. It was November 2022. That's when OpenAI released ChatGPT to the public. And that single event, it didn't just change the game. It pretty much created a whole new one almost overnight. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about that jump from the lab to your laptop. Then, we'll get into how AI power was democratized and how it became this new co-pilot for all of us. We'll even cover the accidental global training program it created. And then, of course, we'll have a little reality check before looking at our augmented future. Okay, first up, from lab to laptop. This is all about that huge shift from AI being this abstract thing to something you can actually use. See, what OpenAI did that was so genius wasn't just the research, it was the packaging. They made it usable for everyone. I mean, just look at this contrast. It's night and day. Before, if you wanted to mess with AI, you probably needed to know Python or have a data scientist on speed dial. It felt like a total moonshot. But after ChatGPT, all you need is a question. Anyone can use it. AI went from being this complicated, technical thing to feeling like a personal assistant. All right, let's build on that, which brings us to our second point, democratizing AI power. For the longest time, the really powerful AI was a toy for big corporations with deep pockets. OpenAI completely flipped that script. And they did it in two really brilliant ways. First, they gave us direct access. A simple chat window was the front door, no special key needed. And second, they gave builders API access, basically a backdoor for developers to plug AI right into the tools that businesses like yours and mine were already using every single day. And look at what this meant for the little guy. All of a sudden, a solo entrepreneur has a research assistant, a content creator, a brainstorming partner, you name it. This isn't just about making things a little easier. We're talking about real, actual, competitive leverage. So this leads to something a little more subtle, but maybe even more important. Section 3, the new AI copilot. This is about how our whole relationship with technology started to change. And this quote, man, it just nails it. Business owners, teams, they aren't looking for something to replace them. Nobody wants that. What they want is support. They're looking for a helping hand, not a hostile takeover. And that's exactly the role AI stepped into. It became a drafting partner for that tough email, a research assistant for that new project, a summarizer for that long report. It's like having a second set of eyes on everything. It just feels collaborative, like a real partner. Now for a consequence that I think a lot of people totally miss. This is Section 4, a global training program. The fact that millions of people started using these tools had this amazing hidden side effect. Think about it. By making AI so easy to play with, OpenAI basically, and maybe accidentally, launched the biggest AI training program the world has ever seen. They didn't just ship a product, they kicked off a worldwide lesson in AI literacy. So millions of us, just by messing around, learned some really essential skills. We learned how to write good prompts. We learned that what you put in has a huge effect on what you get out. And yep, we learned about hallucinations, which taught us the super important lesson of always verifying the information. We're all a lot smarter about this stuff now. Okay, but let's bring it back down to earth for a second because this isn't magic. Section 5 is our reality check. This is about where human expertise is still and will continue to be absolutely essential. The real magic isn't in just letting the AI run wild, it's in the partnership. The AI is incredible at cranking out a first draft, summarizing a ton of data or spotting patterns, but you, the human, you're still in charge of judgment, of understanding the context, and making sure everything aligns with your strategy. I love this line because it just sums up the whole relationship perfectly. Let the AI handle the heavy lifting of that first draft. Your job is to come in and make it smart, to add the insight and the nuance that only a person can. So, where does this all go from here? Well, that's what our last section is all about, the augmented future. We're getting past the, wow, this is cool phase and moving into a new era of real strategic optimization. The questions we need to ask are changing. It's no longer, hey, should we use AI? Now it's, okay, how do we use it smartly? Where does it actually reduce friction for my team? Where can it make us more creative? And the big one, where does it create a real, measurable return? And that's really the bottom line. OpenAI put these incredibly powerful tools in everyone's hands. So the competitive edge now, it doesn't come from just having AI. It comes from figuring out how to use it thoughtfully. Because when you think about it, the future isn't really artificial at all. It's all about being augmented. It's about taking what we humans do best and making it even better. So the real question is your business ready for that future? Are you ready to be augmented?